Hello friends, and welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya. It's a hot day outside. When I'm talking hot, this is Arkansas hot. It's not like Oklahoma hot where it's still breezy and it feels good. It doesn't feel good outside. It's humid. It's like taking a shower and going outside at the same time, kind of, sort of. But anyway, it's beautiful, and it's what I grew up with, so I really wouldn't know a whole lot of difference. Today we are going to be making a caprese salad. This is a no-cook, and according to the person that I got the recipe from, it goes together so fast. It's unbelievable. So I'm ready, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute, but we're gonna throw this together. I have some of my stuff all ready to go. So the first thing we have is, this is the Boursin cheese that I made a video of last, and I've let it set out for just a little while. I say I'm ready, and then I didn't get a spatula. We are gonna spread it in the pan because it has come to room temperature, and it's a little bit softer than it would be had I just taken it out of the fridge. And remember when I made this the other day and I put it in there with the cellophane wrap around it, and somebody was probably out there shouting at their screen going, "Why are you doing that? Just put it in the bowl." No, I don't want to. I don't want to make any more mess than I have to. Okay, we're going to plop this down in there. And press it down in here. Now you can use a round bowl. Just find your prettiest dish and use that. This is made with cream cheese, so it spreads super easily, especially since it's at room temperature. This smells so good. I've forgotten how good this smells. I made this a couple of days ago, so yeah, I forgot how good it smelled. There. Offset spatula. Always good when you have a dish that has edges on it. It would help if I'd get this in. I keep looking up at this thing thinking, yeah, they can see what I'm doing, and sometimes I look up and go, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. You can't even see what I'm doing. All right, that's what we're doing there. Now it's on there. All right, next thing I want to do is mix up our mixture that goes directly on top of it. I'll just use this same spatula. In here I have about a cup of tomatoes. Now, I actually bought little organic cherry tomatoes thinking, I'll use these will be pretty. And then my friend gave me these bumblebee cherry tomatoes from her garden. Most of them are bumblebees. There's actually some yellow ones in there too, but those bumblebee tomatoes are so flavorful, it's just ridiculous. To this, we're gonna add about a half a teaspoon of salt. And if that sounds like a lot, just remember, we're dealing with tomatoes here. And salt is great on tomatoes. This also calls for half a teaspoon of olive oil. Now, this is kind of a joke. This is this big giant jug I have. This is our olive oil from Greece. And I'm really not getting any better at pouring this, but I'm gonna attempt to do about a half a teaspoon in here, but if it goes a tablespoon, I'm okay with that too. So, okay, I think I'm good. I think it's a perfect half a teaspoon. We also need a teaspoon of minced garlic, and look, I'm almost out of my minced garlic. I'm about to panic because I got this low the other day, but look y'all, I went to Kroger this morning. Could not put that stuff in my shopping cart fast enough. I was so excited because I'm kind of spoiled with the minced garlic. All right, a teaspoon of minced garlic. Plop it in there. And then I have a third of a cup of chopped basil, and you just saw me chopping this up, and I just went and got this out of my yard a while ago. I can't grow a whole lot of things. I'm not exactly a great gardener. I love gardening and I love growing things, especially like tomatoes from seed and stuff like that, but I'm not great at it. But I can grow basil. Literally, I could just walk around and drop the seed places and basil pops up. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe God just knows I like it that much and I need it. because I can find all kinds of things to grow or to make with basil. And I didn't realize that basil was such a lovely fragrance, but then I started buying this Mrs. Meyer's soap, like hand soap and all kinds of things with the basil fragrance. And it's not easy to find, but when you can find it, snag it and take a sniff of that stuff and you will absolutely love it. It is so, so fragrant and just the most beautiful smell. And my first thought was, basil? What is this? Like smelling like lasagna or something? No, it doesn't. It's so good. All right, we're going to give this a little toss. Pull this back over here so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, I'll scoot it in closer and turn this down. There we go. We're just going to pour this on top of it. Let me make sure I have everything. Tomatoes, basil, garlic, salt, olive oil. Yep, that's all that is in this. Dump it on top. Scatter it around. That salt will really bring out a lot of those juices in the tomatoes. And that's perfectly fine. Or I think it's perfectly fine anyway. If you don't want the juices in there, you can always stick a paper towel down in the tomatoes before you start adding the other ingredients in. Okay, next thing we want to do is drizzle some balsamic vinegar on this, and it calls for a tablespoon. And this is how much balsamic vinegar. This is Modena, and they say there's a lot of fake Modena out there. I think this is actually authentic, but I can't guarantee it. But you know, if it's not authentic, I wouldn't know any difference anyway. So we'll drizzle about a tablespoon on there. And I love balsamic vinegar. Just has a great flavor to it. Okay, this is it, guys. But that's not all. I'm going to show you how I got ready for this. All right, this is my lower oven, and this is where I usually store things that I need to bring out later. So these are my sourdough crackers I made yesterday, and I made another sheet of them, and those got kind of dark, but it's okay because they still taste so good. Now, I'm not going to try this until later on this evening because my husband will come home and we'll have this with our dinner. And I'm so excited about it because I've heard nothing but good things about this dip and the fact that the crackers are so good. I told him, I said, this does not have the texture of a Ritz cracker, obviously because it's a sourdough cracker. I said, but the flavor is there because I added honey to it. It's so good. Well, here was his comment. This was after dinner last night. He's sitting over at his desk and he said, I was over here cleaning up and I said, hey, you want to try a sourdough cracker that I made? And he goes, oh, I couldn't eat another thing. That dinner was so good. And I think we had the viral taco bowls again last night. That was so good. I can't eat anything else. So I waited about 3 minutes and I walked over to him and I had the cracker in my hand and I said, open your mouth and close your eyes and you will get a big surprise. And so he opened his mouth and I popped one in there and he said, that really is good. I guess I could eat more. So anyway, I'm looking forward to eating this with those crackers. Now, I'm not sure if you're supposed to eat this with chips or crackers or veggies. I don't know what you're supposed to eat it with. We're going to eat ours with sourdough crackers. But choose your accompaniment with it, and I hope you enjoy this. But give you one last look at this. And that's going to be our dip with our dinner tonight. So I'll put the recipe in the description, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. And that's what we used our first batch of Boursin cheese with. Another one soon. See ya.